Okay, great. So now we have learned how to take input via functional argument by using this particular space. Right here we put all the inputs. Now we have to do something called a scanner class, which is the most important thing you will be using in taking inputs, right? How do you take input from scanner class? The very first line is this java.util.scanner. If you remember in our first lecture when I was teaching you, that time I had told you there is something called as library class, and so you will have to call this scanner class to make it efficient to take input and output from the user. Okay, if you do not call this scanner class, then it will not be able to call and use scanner functions, these functions. Okay, these functions that you have, many times you will also see it is written just star here instead of scanner, which means you are importing all the library. Okay, so you can write star as well there. Okay, then you have your class name. Then simply suppose you have to enter all the details of a user, so enter your name. Your name will be what? Your name will be of string data type. So how do you take string, right? So suppose you have two words, right? Ritesh and then Raj, so you'll have to put in dot next line. Okay, how do you input then you will write enter your age. How do you input it? Then the user will give the age, so your age will be of integer type, so in dot next int. Similarly, for char, you see for char it is not in dot next char, it is in dot next bracket dot char at 0. Okay, char at 0. Similarly, how do you take for salary? In dot next double, this d is capital, okay, this I is capital, this line L is capital. Here this is unique. Okay, so this one you remember, this one you have to remember. Okay, so in char it is not like that. Okay, so and this char is also a small letter, right? Similarly, you can take byte, short, long, float, boolean, and suppose you have to only input one word like Ritesh, only one word you have to input like CodeGanj, then you need not write line also. Okay, because what it will do is it will stop as soon as a space is encountered. Okay, cool. So this is how you are taking input in scanner class. Okay, it is just the same thing. This time again, you before declaring the class, you have to call the scanner library functions so that these functions can be used. And then you have to declare, now since you are not taking input here, so you are just writing this fully. We have already explained this in another video, what is the exact meaning of whole each and every word here. And then scanner, we are importing this scanner. Now important thing is what is the exact meaning of each line. If you really want to know, then we can tell you, right? So what is happening here? So there is something called as object creation is happening and stuffs like that. Okay, sometimes you will see that people are using sc.nextLine, sc.nextLine instead of in.nextLine. Why? Because here instead of in they have written sc. This is nothing but an object that is getting used to call all these functions. Okay, so if you write here Raj, then you'll have to do raj.nextLine, raj.nextInt. Understood? So this is so basically you will either find sc.in for input and sc.sc like scanner. Okay, so mostly this is what the people follow. So scanner class is used for what? Scanner class is used for your keyboard input. Okay, how you, because you are giving the inputs, right? And how you're giving the inputs? Via keyboard. Okay, so scanner class is useful in taking all the inputs from the user via the keyboard. Okay, so these are the two things that generally happens. Okay, what is, suppose now I want to tell you, just a second. Okay, so now I want to tell you each and every meaning of the word that has been written here. Okay, scanner, in, and all. So scanner is what? Scanner is your predefined class name in Java. Okay, it is used to take input from the user. Okay, and this scanner is present in the scanner package. That is why you are importing this package beforehand to be used in the program. If you do not import this package, the compiler will not understand the meaning of these lines. Okay, then what we have, then after importing we are writing this line, scanner in equals to new scanner system.in. In is what? In is your variable name. In is your reference variable name. We are creating a reference variable name. Okay, it is used to point to the scanner objects. Okay, so this is a variable name only in the end, so you can have it in any way possible. Whatever variable names are possible, in any way you can give the names. Obviously you cannot use keywords, right? You can give any word here. Okay, then what we have, then we have an assignment operator. So we know how does assignment operator works. From this side it will assign to this side, right? Correct. So let us see what is this side. What is this side? This side what we have is we have new. So as soon as you encounter a new is a keyword. New is a keyword which is used to create an object, okay. So once your new keyword is encountered, the Java creates an object in the heap memory, okay. We'll go deep dive later also, but just I'm trying to explain you, okay. So we have to use a scanner we have to use, right? And a scanner is a class. So to use any class you will need its objects, okay. So you will need its objects. So that is why we are creating an object, okay. Class name, the real definition of creating an object is how do you create an object? The object is created by using class name, object name equals to new, and then class name. This is the formula of creating an object, okay, for a class. So here the class is scanner. I told you scanner is a class, so your class name is scanner. Then your object name, which can be any name, is equals to new keyword and again class name. So this is the formula of creating objects. So that is why this is written in this fashion, okay. That is why it is written in this fashion. And then you have something called system.in. What is the meaning of system.in? System.in is it is a predefined class in Java. It is used for input taking, okay. This is the final thing, system.in, okay. From the system you have to take the inputs, okay. You have to stream the objects and you have to take the inputs from your standard device like a keyboard, okay. So that is why this guy is standing here, system.in. And this you cannot alter, okay. This you have to write it as it is, okay. This you have to write it as it is, okay. It will be system.in only, okay. Cool, great. So we have understood what we have understood. We have understood each and every component of scanner class, okay. So this is in, so this is not in, okay. This is in of itself, okay. This is, suppose you're writing SC, then don't make it SC here, okay. Cool. Okay, great. So what we have understood is we have got we have understood all these things. Now what do we want to do? We can take one program from scanner class and just understand how. See, your program will still work the same way. What you will do after taking the input, again you will have to come and suppose you have to calculate, suppose the tax. So you will say double tax t equals to your whatever salary is there and you're multiplying 0.05, and then your system.print and all the things you are printing out, right? So this is just an input, a new way of taking input, okay. And this is the way that is actually preferred once you are doing in your online assessments, okay. So for time's sake, what I'm doing is I'm taking the input directly here only, support number. So we will doing this for a few classes. Once we go into arrays and everything, that time you will see that I'm using scanner class mainly for input taking, okay. So this is what we had to discuss. Great. So try to solve any one question from scanner class only, like take a work question and solve via scanner class, take the input via scanner class. So like 2 lines will come up here, right? So instead of this one, this will be your system string hours. Here you will have your import line, and here you will have your input. So you will write a system.println and what? Enter the base of triangle. So enter the base of triangle. So int b will be in dot next int. Then again you will write system.println enter the height of triangle. So the user will enter int h inside your height, in dot next int will go. Cool. So this will work similarly, okay. Your scanner.nextLine creates an extra space as well, so we are not concerned about those. We will see. Cool. So this is how we wanted to confirm, okay. Thank you.